As we expected, inflation came in lower than analyst expectations. Makes you wonder why the analysts are even called analysts, because they can't analyze a damn thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the latest on the inflation report that we got today and what this means for Tesla stock as well as the markets. Not to mention, we are getting some price target increases with Tesla from Citibank, and you're also getting some more estimates coming out for Tesla's earnings. On top of that, Elon just formed another company called XAI, which is going to expand AI and work alongside Tesla. We have some interesting developments here to get into. We have all of this and much more, so buckle up and get ready. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like to make money and you want to make more of it. Seriously, you want to grow your net worth or you want to reach financial freedom. It's free $99 to subscribe and stay up to date with all of this information that should help you make money. Let's go ahead and start off this video with inflation. Now, I briefly want to remind you guys what our estimate was yesterday for inflation. Really just to show that analysts have no idea what they are doing when they try to estimate inflation, as well as specifically Tesla's upcoming earnings report. And this is why Tesla stock is going to rip. But let's go ahead and roll the clip. Headline at 2.9%. My month-over-month reading I'm expecting is 0.2%. My core inflation rate year-over-year, I'm expecting 4.9%. And my core inflation rate month-over-month, I'm expecting 0.2%. Where did inflation come out? Well, 0.2% in June. Less than expected, as consumers get a break from price increases. Core CPI increased 0.2%, as I estimated. It dropped to 4.8% year over year. This was slightly less than my estimate for 4.9%. The month over month headline numbers came in at 0.2%, right on my estimate. But the year-over-year number was slightly hotter than my estimate, coming in at 3%, but was still below the average analyst estimate. This really makes you wonder where analysts get their estimates from. If some guy on YouTube can come to a better judgment of where inflation is going to be. This lower than expected inflation report is having a bullish impact on the markets. Russell 2000 up over 1%, the Nasdaq up almost 1%, S&P up over 0.5%, as well as the Dow up over 0.5%, at least at the time of recording this video. And although the markets were up more, you're starting to see a slight pullback in the markets, and this is all because of earnings. Earnings is the biggest catalyst. It's not inflation this time around, as inflation is on a clear and steady path downwards. Your earnings reports are going to be pivotal for our markets, as well as for Tesla stock. Seeking Alpha believes that Tesla is a strong buy ahead of Q2 earnings. They say the estimates may be too low. Tesla could be in the upcoming quarter and in future years, enabling its stock to move substantially higher as we advance through the coming years. Seeking Alpha runs the breakdown for each individual sector of Tesla and believes the revenue could come in around $26.7 billion. This is incorporating $2.1 billion of revenue for the Model S / the Model X. The Model 3 and the Y coming in at $19.9 billion, regulatory credits at $600 million, leasing at $600 million, EG&S at $1.5 billion, and services / other at $2 billion, bringing that total to $26.7 billion. Now, the estimates might be way too low. The current average estimate for Tesla's revenue is $24.68 billion. That would be year-over-year growth of almost 46%. The low-end estimate is $22.3 billion, and the high-end estimate is $26.38 billion. But to come to this average revenue estimate of $24.68 billion, that means there's very few estimates that are towards that higher end range, meaning that if Tesla comes in around 26.7 billion, they're not only going to beat the average consensus estimate, but they could even beat the highest estimates that analysts have currently for Tesla's earnings. And as we've seen with delivery numbers, when you beat the highest estimates, that's where the stock can rally exponentially. Seeking Alpha also believes it's not only the revenue that Tesla is going to beat on, but the net earnings as well. The consensus estimate is around 82 cents for Tesla's EPS, but they believe Tesla's EPS could be higher in the 90 cent to $1 range. But as you guys know, it's not only beating the revenue numbers or the earnings numbers that sends a stock higher, it's also the guidance and the commentary. And what we can expect from that is probably some pretty good things. I think it's no surprise the Cybertruck is going to be coming sooner than what analysts are expecting. There is 1.5 million pre-orders for the Cybertruck. This is not expected to slow down production of the Model 3, the Model Y, the Model S, or the Model X. This is going to be a boost to revenue that we can expect over the coming quarters as this truck starts to get rolled out. But on top of that, that's likely to drive more attention to Tesla as a company and as a brand, and is likely to generate more sales, which ultimately could end up on Tesla's backlog, and that could be very bullish for Tesla down the line. Not to mention any other potential announcements and better looking guidance. Tesla kind of sandbagged us last quarter and gave us 1.8 million deliveries for the estimate. Tesla could, or full year estimates, I should say. Tesla likely raises their full year delivery estimates. Citigroup, alongside other Wall Street banks, are taking the initiative to upgrade Tesla stock as well as to raise price targets before upcoming earnings. Citigroup rates Tesla currently as a hold with a $278 price target. Their latest price target change was $215. So they raised their price target by over $60 on Tesla stock. This, again, has been followed by other firms and other analysts raising price targets recently. The average price target on Tesla stock was under $200 per share 3 weeks ago. Now, $219.44 per share is the average price target. That still indicates downside of about 18.66%. So there is a lot more room to see price target increases on Tesla stock. And that is bullish. Just imagine where price targets will need to go after Tesla stock breaks above 300 and likely above its 52-week high around $315 per share. Tesla stock indeed could rally over $350 per share if earnings come in as I expect they will. And you really can't listen to the analysts because we have been more accurate than analysts, than everyone else as of recently, no matter if it's inflation numbers, no matter if it's delivery numbers, and which will be upcoming earnings numbers. But don't take my estimates as foolproof. Come to your own estimates based on all of this information that you are gathering. In the news yesterday, if you missed it, I wouldn't blame you because nobody wanted to talk about it. But Tesla actually seen vehicle insurance registration numbers out of China for the first week of Q3, and they were impressive, coming in at 3.2 thousand vehicles. This is the best start to a quarter that we have seen for Tesla in over a year and a half now. You have not seen this many deliveries, and it sounds like a small number relative to what we've seen the last couple of weeks, being 15 or even closer to 20,000 registration numbers. This is normal for the start of a new quarter and actually much better than what we should have expected to see. This is because in the start of a new quarter, you typically see Tesla exporting a lot of the vehicles that they are producing in Shanghai. Shanghai Teslas can be produced cheaper than Teslas produced in Europe or in the US. So places such as Australia, Japan, other markets that maybe started to run dry on their Teslas at the end of Q2 are starting to get some more inventory. They're starting to get some replacement to replenish that inventory. So all things considered, maybe the numbers are actually a lot higher. There is also a lagged effect here where usually it takes a day or two to get these actual numbers that are being reported. So odds are the number is actually a little bit higher, closer to about 5,000 insurance registrations as of today or as of tomorrow when these numbers actually fully finalize. Audi is in talks to buy premium EV platform from SAIC. They're trying to penetrate the Chinese EV market. And this competitor to Tesla, not a huge one, is the Chinese state-owned automaker. The move comes as sales of Audi's electric vehicles in China fall sharply behind those of Tesla and domestic competitors such as NIO. Like, Audi can't win in China. NIO can hardly win in China. Tesla, dominating. Even BYD is dominating. BYD is really Tesla's competition. Nobody else really stands a candle to Tesla in China, and I think Tesla is kind of just going to take over all of China, since we no longer have a pact to control prices in China. So Tesla has taken that first mover advantage with cutting prices in China, spurring a lot of demand, spurring a price war, and now Tesla gets to capitalize on just that, the price war in China. Elon Musk launches his new company. This is called XAI. Team members behind XAI are alumni of DeepMind, OpenAI, Google Research, Microsoft Research, and NVIDIA, according to the company's website. These are the same people that have worked in ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4.0 chatbots. News of the startup was previously reported by the Financial Times in April, along with reports that Musk had secured thousands of GPU processors from NVIDIA in order to power a potential large language model. That same month, Musk shared details of his plans for the new AI tool called Truth GPT during a tapped interview on Fox News Channel, adding that he feared existing AI companies are prioritizing systems that are politically correct. One of the AI startup supervisors will be Dan Hendricks, executive director of the Center for AI Safety, a San Francisco-based nonprofit that published a letter in May, signed by tech leaders claiming that mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other social-scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. According to Greg Yang, co-founder of XAI, the startup will dive deep into the mathematics of deep learning, a facet of AI, and develop the theory of everything for large neural networks to take AI to the next level. Musk reportedly incorporated XAI in Nevada in March. Previously, he had changed the name of Twitter to X Corp in some financial filings, but on XAI's website, the company notes its separation from X Corp, adding that it will work closely with Twitter, Tesla, and other companies to make progress towards our mission. Welcome to the age of Transformers. Yeah, that movie, that's kind of what this reminds me of. This could be massive for Tesla and could really change the game for Tesla altogether, just depending on what XAI is going to do, how long it takes. This could have big implications for Tesla, but it's really hard to tell as this is the first day that this is actually being announced. So I am going to be on the lookout for any specific incorporations with Tesla that you need to know over the next coming days and weeks. As far as the day-to-day with Tesla's options, that 275 call is seeing a lot of activity, as well as that $300 call. You are seeing 54,000 contracts being bought today for the $300 call versus the $300 put, seeing about 2.3 thousand of these being bought. Now, the put's obviously in the money, but this is a lot of option activity to the bullish side. This blue side is the call side. This orange side is the put side. And you can see the blue is a lot greater than the orange, simplest way to put it. Now, total options volume on the day is over 1 million contracts. Out of this 1 million contracts, 643,000 are calls, 403,000 are puts, seeing a call volume ratio of about 63% calls here on the day. Now, ask or above is 283,000 of these options that are being bought, compared to 176,000 puts that are at the ask or above. So it looks like people are trying to rush into Tesla calls faster than they are trying to rush into Tesla puts by almost a 2x ratio. Now, if we go ahead and blow up the bubble chart for Tesla's options that only expire this Friday, 2 trading days from now, you are seeing a lot of call activity. Look at these green circles, how much larger they are than the red ones. This is showing you the larger the circle, the more open interest and or the more volume that you are seeing. And that 275 call, again, seeing open interest of 21,000 with volume of 102,000 contracts being traded today. Anytime you see this where the volume is so much higher than the open interest, that's telling you a lot of people are going out and buying some of those options, right? They're not just trading them, they are indeed going out and buying these options. The 290 call, seeing volume of the day of about 18,000 versus open interest of 26,000. The $300 call, seeing volume today of 16,000. And the 280 call, seeing volume of 88,000 with open interest of about 33,000. So especially your 280 and 275 calls, seeing a lot of that activity. The 290 and the $300 calls, seeing some exceptionally high activity as well. If we take a look at next week for July 21st, the $300 call looks to be the biggest expiration or strike, I should say, as of right now, with about 31,000 for open interest and volume on the day of almost 10,000. Tesla stock currently has short positions worth about $25 billion. This is up 56% in the last 3 months. And short sellers are looking at more losses in 2023 than they have seen in 2021. Even when Tesla was ripping to new all-time highs, you're seeing more losses for the shorts right now, and that's because shorts got into these short positions when Tesla was at the low $100 range. A lot of these were when Tesla was around 120 to 150. A lot of them really 120 to 130. So these shorts are upside down on their positions. Following this latest CPI report that we got this morning, this does pave the way for Tesla stock to go higher heading into earnings. And then ultimately after earnings, that's where things could get explosive. As we previously mentioned, Tesla's earnings, their revenue and bottom line earnings numbers are going to be important. That is definitely going to be a big deal. But it's the commentary. It's the guidance. How is demand looking? What are new products coming to market, such as the Cybertruck, as a lot of us are starting to speculate, coming as soon as next quarter? Are these things going to materialize, or does the Cybertruck get pushed back and other initiatives continue to get pushed back? I like to think, like we said earlier in this video, you're probably going to get some pretty bullish commentary from Elon, probably a guidance raise as well. Definitely going to raise the EPS guidance as well, as long as they don't foresee any more dramatic price cuts coming throughout the rest of this year. Now, if we take a look at Tesla right now, the stock is trading at $273.47, up about 1.5% today. I will acknowledge when I'm wrong, and we were correct on the actual inflation numbers. But I expected a much larger move. In Tesla, I expected a 5 to 7% move. That is clearly not happening today. There's still time to see that end of the day run, that last, 30 minutes or so. It could still get explosive, but not 5 to 7%. So I was wrong in guesstimating where Tesla stock would go based off of these numbers. But from here on out, it looks like Tesla's not really going to see too much downside unless the markets do inevitably crash themselves. Earnings are going to be very volatile, and it looks like big tech earnings might not be all too great, especially if this NASDAQ rebalancing is any sign. Now, as far as any downside that we might get, that 265 level served as a solid level of support just back here on July 10th. You filled the gap and you bounced right at the gap fill. This is a huge positive sign. Now, this 20-day moving average is heading back upwards today, sitting at 264. Yesterday, it was at 262. So it's moving up quite aggressively as Tesla has continued to remain at these higher levels over the last 20 days or so. This would be another major level of support in which you likely wouldn't break under that. Tesla stock is still in what's called a golden cross. That is where the 50 and the 100-day moving averages have broken above that 200-day moving average, and the RSI is starting to curl back up again. That is a positive sign, and just given where we have been recently in the last couple of weeks, Tesla's RSI is at 64.59. The way that I look at this is Tesla has a lot of room to rally from here before the RSI becomes an overbought problem again. All in all, in the bigger picture, Tesla is seeing a lot of good news recently, and there's a lot of reasons to own Tesla. If you can break above this long-term downtrending line, which is currently sitting at about 283, roughly around there, be a move of about, well, actually, I guess this line's closer now to about 278. If you break above that, in which we have gotten rejected, over the last 10 trading days or so, you got rejected at the gap fill level July 7th, as well as the next day, July 5th. If you can break above this, it's going to mean some longer term upside, especially if earnings are as good as I expect. Tesla stock most certainly breaks above that 52-week high, sitting right here. Will round up to $315 per share, which could lead the stock closer to about $250 per share. And I think that's a more appropriate level for Tesla to be trading at. That would be upside of about $75 from here. So we're talking some pretty big upsides still, but hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Come to your own conclusions. As far as economic data that we're going to be getting tomorrow, it's PPI month over month. This is the producer side of inflation. That's the best way to look at it. And this data comes out at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. You're expecting 0.2% for the month over month reading. Last month's month over month reading was negative 0.3%. Initial jobless claims for July 8th are expected to come in around 250,000. Initial jobless claims are more current data. They're not backwards looking like a lot of the government reports that we get. So if you see this one jump by too much, well, the markets, they're not going to like that all too much. We've actually seen initial jobless claims in 2023 have given us bigger reactions than some of your other data points. And that's just because it's 1 week behind. It's not 2 months behind like the non-farm payroll report and other reports from the government. So that's what we have tomorrow, as well as that you're going to have an 8-week bond auction, a 4-week bond auction coming out in between 11:30 in the morning and lunchtime around noon. And then you're going to have Fed Waller at 6:45 tomorrow evening. Big story will be Friday with the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey, 1 year as well as 5-year inflation expectations. Consumer sentiment overall is expected to increase, and that will be a positive thing. But bank earnings, they come in hot and heavy on Friday with JP Morgan, United Health Group, Citi, Wells Fargo, State Street, and BlackRock. So that is going to do it for this video. That is everything you guys need to know about Tesla and what's happening today in the markets, especially with that CPI report, as well as what I expect to happen with Tesla over the next coming days and weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel on your way out of this video to stay up to date with all of the other future videos coming out. On top of that, get yourself free stock down below in the description of this video with Webull. Sign up, deposit $1 or more, get yourself 15 free stocks, throw a couple free stocks my way. It's a win-win for everyone involved. If you guys also want to come trade with me live in real time every time I make a trade, link down below in the description of this video. That is a program in which it's not like a texting alert. I just want to clarify this. You can like ask me questions, we can conversate back and forth, things of that nature. We can grow together, make money together. So if you guys want to be a part of it, link down below in the description of this video. Check out the merch if you guys want to rock Tesla everywhere you go and spread the word, hopefully spread the knowledge and help someone else make some money as well along the way. Well, links for those down below in the description of this video. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.